So our main goal this summer on the Lewis and Clark journey was to get to the West Coast and back, but there was one stop not on the journey that we really wanted to visit because it was kind of close, and that was Yellowstone. So we visited Yellowstone this summer on the way back after the journey was over.
I feel like Yellowstone National Park was kind of the grand finale of our trip. We saw so many different animals and just beautiful scenery. It was the perfect way to end really an epic summer. So we left our campsite in the Grand Tetons National Park and we traveled north up through the south entrance of Yellowstone National Park, and we stopped at a lodge just for a bathroom break, and we discovered that Old Faithful would be going off relatively shortly. So we decided to load up really quick into the Yukon and hightail it over there to see if we could hit it right before it erupted.
So we were cutting it close. What I didn't realize is it would be very difficult to get a parking spot pulling the RV. And so there we are with our full rig, circling the parking lot, can't find a parking spot. Of course, the RVs have to park really far away. I think we found the furthest possible parking spot, and I think I had to let the kids off, and they all ran up to Old Faithful while I parked, and then I caught up. But we got there just in time to see Old Faithful go off.
Explore the grounds a little bit. There is a beautiful visitor center, and I believe we watched a movie while we were there about Yellowstone, and then we went over to the Yellowstone Lodge, which is over a century old. It was built in 1903. On day 2 in Yellowstone, we drove through the northeast quadrant of the park. We left early in the afternoon so we could hopefully see some animals around dusk. Our first stop was Gibbon Falls. Next, we hiked around the artists' paint pots.
This is the first paint pot we have seen today, and by the looks of it, it's worded up a lot higher.
That's where they make chocolate milk.
I think drinking that type of stuff?
After the paint pots, we made a quick stop at Mammoth Hot Springs. Finally, we took in a spectacular sunset viewing of Yellowstone's most popular wildlife, the bison.
There is a buffalo crossing the bridge. That is funny. He's taking his time.
Literally walking
Dude, I'd rather take the bridge than swim.
True. This is a very evolved buffalo.
She's a smart buffalo. He's just following the yellow.
Isn't there a Johnny Cash song about walking the line?
That is crazy.
This is a buffalo walking the line, crossing the bridge over.
He just follows the road for the rest of his life. Or does he know where to get off?
On day 3, we left mid-morning to visit the Lower Geyser Basin, where we saw the Great Fountain Geyser and the Grand Prismatic Spring.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my
What do you think?
Pretty cool.
Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free.
So we're on the walkway up to the Grand Prismatic Spring, and it's a pretty chilly breeze. But as you are walking across the bridge and you get toward the waters of the hot spring, you can start to feel the heat. So it's nice and comfortable right here in the sun and in the heat where you can see the springs rolling down. Pretty awesome.
This is awesome. Beautiful. All right, kids. It is Thursday morning, August. What's the date?
Nobody knows. 30th?
30th.
Yes, 30th today.
And this is the earliest departure ever. We set the alarm for 5:30 a.m. We are in West Yellowstone. We have a 10-hour drive ahead of us to Nebraska. But we want to get up early so we can get out of here before the sun rises. So we can see some animals through Yellowstone.
Yep.
We're going to head out the east entrance. And we're going to Fort Robinson. How's everybody feeling at the earliest wake up ever?
I feel like it's still 7 o'clock, except it's really dark outside. It's 5. I think it's almost 6 o'clock now. Yeah.
So we packed up most things last night, but it's time to get going. Yeah. We'll see you.
All we have to do is take in and slide, and we can go.
All right, we'll see you in the car.
Okay.
Are you getting this?
Henry,
They are stopping traffic.
Oh,
Yep. These look kind of small, most of them.
Yeah.
There's a couple big ones in there, but these are on the smaller side. This must be a younger herd. You can see one really big guy over here on the side. You see him? He's huge. See him moving right now to the left?
Yeah. There's another guy. His head is on the other side.
Yeah.
This is what we wanted. Buffalo.
Yeah. Like, so if I'm gonna have a travel kit, there's certain...
We waited 45 minutes for the helicopters to leave.
Every time.
The great Gideon warrior is in a field of smoke from the battle.
And it stinks.
And it stinks like farts.
Not recording any of this.
What?
Daddy, what did you think of the artist paint pots and don't talk about the meth lab?
I'm not talking.
Wait, you said it.
We do recognize that Sarah is the instigator in most circumstances.
You see, I have to agree with him. Okay, so we're just driving, and we see this. We see that. We're like, man, we should stop and take a picture of it. And then Sarah spots out this. All the way up there.
There's a mountain over us.
All the way down there. Daddy, say that again.
There's a mountain over us.
No, let's look at the bottom of the hill. You can see that there's an echo here. There's an echo here. Look at that. Look at that. This is terrifying.
Don't tell anybody. Not too many people know about this. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you ask anybody, they won't know what you're talking about. It is so secret, but we figured it out here on Doing Life Deliberately.
Keep going, just keep taking
Yes,
pictures.
just keep going.